Okay, so we look at Demon Souls at 21:9. This is the first RPCS3 title I've played around with properly, and I have to say it's damn impressive. It's come miles over the last year. This generation of consoles is easily the biggest in terms of exclusive games, and there is a ton to play whether you are on the PlayStation side of the wall or Xbox side. So it's so impressive to see the work put into both this emulator and the Xenia. Anyway, let's have a look at how this runs at 21:9. So I'll preface this by saying I'm not going to walk you through installing and setting up the emulator itself. There is a ton of content up already about that, but just remember to download and install the official PS3 firmware. Call me dumb, but I didn't realize I needed to do this right away and couldn't work out why games weren't running. Also, you need to download the game file yourself. For obvious reasons, I can't provide a link to that. The other thing to note is that an Xbox One controller doesn't work with this yet. The analog sticks don't register, even though all the other inputs do. Annoying, but I couldn't find a solution. If you know of one, please let me know and I'll put the information in the description. So the only way around this, if you don't have a PlayStation controller, is to use an Xbox 360 controller. Yes, I know you could technically use a tool to read all controller inputs as key bindings and then select keyboard for input in RPCS3, but that's long. Lastly, make sure to install the 60 FPS patch for this. I'll link that in the description as well. Okay, so you have the game ready to go. Now, right-click it and bring up the config window. Remember, there are two config windows, the global settings one and the one for the specific game. Probably best to do it on a specific game basis here. And basically, just match what I have on screen in the CPU and GPU tabs. Nothing is different anywhere else. The only thing to be aware of is to set your resolution scale to your screen resolution. I'm on 1440p here, so I set it to 16:9 1440p. If you have a 1080p screen, then put it to 1920x1080, etc. This is the resolution that will be scaled out for an ultra-wide view. Also, make sure right colors buffers setting is ticked, otherwise it'll just be a black screen in game. Now load up the game and get into a 3D scene, so just jump through all the menus. Now Alt-Enter if you're in full screen and you want to go and load up Cheat Engine. If you haven't already got this installed, there is a link down below for you. Just set that up. Now with it launched, just click the Locate Program option in the top left and it'll be clear which entry is the running Demon Souls game. This is just a list of running programs. Now what we're going to do is search this running program for a specific value. In this case, the one telling it to run at 16:9. To do this, we need to tell it to search for a specific type of data, and that requires a new search parameter. So right-click on the value type, drop down, and click on the Auto Assembler option. Delete everything inside here. And you want to replace it with a load of code, which you can just copy and paste from the link in the description. Full credit to Dennis Staniston for the information here. I just randomly stumbled across your post. Now save that, make sure your new Float Big Endian option is selected, and in the value box above type in 1.777777, that's 6 sevens, and click First Scan. It'll do its thing, and you'll get a whole list of entries on the left. Basically, these are 16:9 potential options that we need to alter. And to alter one, you need to click one and then click the down arrow in the middle to bring it to the bottom section of the window. So in this case, we want to select everything with Control A and have them all move to the bottom of the screen. Then click the top one's value, hit enter on the keyboard, and type in the correct value for your resolution. So 3440 by 1440 would be 2.38, 2560 by 1080 would be 2.37, and for anything else, I'll have a link in the description which will tell you what to use. If after you change one, nothing changes in-game, try the next one, and so on, until you see that the game view changes. And then boom, you're ready to go. One tip here though, I loaded this up a load of times to test it, and it seems that every time, the correct value to change is the 11th or the 12th in the list. So that should hopefully save you a load of wrong guessing. Okay, so with all this done, you'll see that the gameplay correctly shows off more on the sides of the screen at all moments. I couldn't see anything buggy or broken that was related specifically to the extra width of the view. The HUD and all other elements like the menus are all stretched to make up for the extra width, which is frustrating, but in-game cutscenes render the sides correctly. The only two annoying things are, one, you have to run Cheat Engine and do the fix every time you start the game, but more annoyingly, you have to do the fix every time you die. I don't know why it resets itself, but I couldn't find a way to make it stick or to speed things up to apply the fix automatically because of the address changing every time. Hopefully one of you has a solution to this. Again, if a fix is brought to my attention, I'll update the description. And as always, these emulator videos are usually easier to see updates for on my website, so go check this out there if you're coming to this a while after upload. Performance-wise, it runs generally well, but it's certainly no locked, steady 60 FPS. You'll dip hard with physics-based destruction, generally on the initial smash, though repeated ones shortly following don't have the same effect. Also, if lots of items are on screen at once, say it's a large castle in view, etc., this will cause the FPS to get uneven. But it's totally playable and an amazing feeling knowing you're playing this at a significantly higher resolution and frame rate to what anyone else has ever experienced before. Gameplay wise, man does this hold up well. I usually don't get too bothered by old emulated titles. I love playing around with them for a while, but then I move back to my main PC titles. But this really got me loading up the emulator and cheat engine over and over. It is worth the bit of effort to get it running. The combat is brutal and satisfying, though still quite the shock after coming off Sekiro not that long ago. There are bugs, like this step being bugged out and making me unable to climb it, which required a quit to the main menu and back. But yeah, if you love Dark Souls, you'll love this without question. It's a really worthwhile title to finally be able to play on PC. So we're going to give this a WAF score of 1. Whilst gameplay is supported, nothing else really is, and it is a massive hassle to make it work every time you play or die. That isn't to say it's not worth the effort in getting it working though, I really think it is. So I hope that gives you some information on how the game runs at 21x9. Give this video a like if you found it helpful and subscribe for future info. For another games at 21x9, head over to my channel, the WAF website. Hopefully I've covered it. If I haven't, then leave a comment down below and I'll try and cover it. And if you'd like to support the channel, links to my Patreon page in the description and Amazon affiliate links are there too. See you later.